Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, CCG Esports fans. I am WX Fan 21, joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself. It's Tucker, looking super dapper tonight. I like it. Damn, do I feel underdressed? Hold on. I'm going to go put on like my three-piece. I'm kidding. What's going on, Tucker?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Not much is going on. Not yet, anyway, but we have a banger of a CS match coming up in just a couple of moments. It's CCG Esports versus Javi2. There's a couple more letters in that name, but it's going to be really difficult to pronounce, so we're just going to call them Javi2 for now. But
Mm-hmm.
what's not difficult to pronounce and what's not difficult to understand, this team is really good. At the moment, they are 6-1, winning their last 6. Only loss of the season was to Spooky Squad in the first round, 13-10.
Yeah. So, like, if everyone was here on on Monday night, that was a match that I pined for. I wanted to be there to cast it. I've been casting for CCG last season and this season, but I also casted for Vibe Esports last season. And knowing that team as well as I did, I was expecting. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Vibe was really gonna give him a challenge, and I thought Vibe was gonna get the win. I didn't expect the butt whooping that we saw after the first 2 rounds to go the way of CCG. I did not expect that at all. But the one thing that we're seeing with CCG this season, them incorporating Jay Casper, which so as I say, Jay Casper's posse is going to be going off all over Twitch chat right now. I'll pull that up later. He's really allowing the rest of this team to really come through and flourish in a big, big way. Trips lurks have been something of absolute beauty on the T side the last couple of games. He's just been popping off. Speaking of the rosters, let's head right on over to the roster picture. And Tucker, let me throw this to you. Right after you're talking about that, we're going to Vertigo. What a fun map! I'm so happy I'm not calling Ancient. I've casted so many Ancient games. I casted one, what was it, a night or two ago. I actually went out and got donuts because I kept saying they call out donuts so much. And you can't do that to a caster at 9, 10 o'clock at night. I get hungry. But
Exactly.
Vertigo is actually becoming one of my favorite maps. And I'm really happy it's getting a bit more play. And now with the no ceilings in CS2, we're seeing teams get a lot more creative with their utility usage, Tucker.
Yeah, this is very true. I like to see the Vertigo pick, and I was going to bring up a point a little bit earlier on. Vertigo is a map that CCG has not played yet. Throughout the season so far, Anubis has been the bread and butter of CCG. I
Yep.
think I think CCG has played 6 out of their 7 matches on Anubis, the other one being Ancient. Would you look at that? But now we go to Vertigo. This one's weird. This one's starting to get a little bit more of a normal map pick, but for the longest time, if you were going to Vertigo, you were practically throwing. But I like to see the adventurous side of CCG come out. Anubis gets bland. It's a new map. It's, I believe, the newest map in the competitive pool. But
Yep.
when you play it every single round, it gets a little stale. Any map does, which is one thing that I really like to see Vertigo come out for. No matter what you do on Vertigo, it feels like a new match every time because it's one of the underplayed maps in the current rotation.
Agreed. And I do want to point out as we're going to head into the knife round here. Oh, excuse me, the first pistol
Oh, this is
round.
the first. This pistol round. Knife round
Pistol round.
already happened.
Yes. So
Yes, yeah.
Cyprus currently is 24th in FPL. I think that's what that stands for. He's got a 24 number next to his name. That's damn good. Now let's throw this on over here because we have a map to call here, Tucker. And round number 1 here on the pistol, we do see all the T's heading out over here towards mid. Really interesting as well. And now they've already fast rotated up towards ramp. What the heck are we seeing here early? They're like jumping beans all over the place.
Javi2 looking to throw CCG off just a little bit. It has been the game of mini rotates so far. At the moment, they are favoring the B side, as it looks like that is where they are going to push. Think gets peeked out on, and Floridian gets just a little bit better with the USP. However, this bomb is going to go down. 40 seconds until detonation, rather. 3v3, and immediately Raw makes it to a 3 versus 2 with a nice Glock headshot. This retake's got to come in, but down goes Trip as they're peaked from 2 different angles. Floridian has to fall back, but they take a little too long. It's going to be a pretty quick round for Ja V2 to start things off, 1-0.
Yeah. And did I not call his name already? Look who got the triple. It's Cypress.
Yeah, it's Cypress.
He's going to be someone we're going to talk about. Now, I like this. And Tucker, let's have a little bit of a talk here during this round. One thing we're noticing with the current CS2 meta, because it's an MR12, it's got nothing to do with MR15 anymore. You don't have the extra 3 rounds on your CT side to do your double saves. We're seeing a lot more force buys come on the conversion rounds or force buys on the CT side early. Do you find this good or a bad thing in the current meta?
I think, of course, it depends on, like, which team. When it comes down to an aggressive team, like, from what it seems, Ja and both CCG, they're both pretty aggressive teams, so I think that helps them out just a little bit. Of course, with CSGO, there were a little bit more of a conservative playing style for most good teams because the economy and the full-on game was a little bit slower due to the 15 rounds and a half. But either way, enough meta talk. We go back into the game, and it's another advantage for Ja V2 in the retake. However, Korin this time has a kill, but the health is very much in favor of Ja V2.
Yeah, Korin coming up. Raw over on ramp. Play it towards White Box. Korin's going to get the kill. Now it's Jay Casper versus Raw over towards ramp. Oh, and he's going to switch out to the AK. 21 HP. Bomb gets tapped. No kit. He's going to have to get the shot, and Raw will take out Jay Casper. Unfortunate, but Korin with the triple. Even though they lost, it's going to make the economy of Ja V2 hurt.
That's where it comes into play with these save rounds. Like, they forced up, and they got a couple more kills that they probably would have if they went all pistols. Unfortunately for them, they're not able to capitalize because 3rd round strolls along, and they are back in the poverty chair with all 5 pistols. 4 5.7s, it seems. No, there's only 3. 3 5.7s and 2 P250s. Meanwhile, Ja V2, they're looking really good. They've got 4 AKs and a MAC-10, and it seems like they are hard pushing the pit.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be a full stack here from the side of CCG. They're just trying to make something happen. Floor Idiot's trying to make something happen. Has double. That might be a gun or 2 given over to him and Jay Casper. Let's see what's going to happen now. Jay Casper might be fearing this mid push, and he's right. Walks right into Raw's crosshair, and just like that, it's over. But can't blame them. It is very nicely done.
Very true. And unfortunately for CCG, it's not starting off the way that they would have hoped, and we would have hoped this as well. But we got to look at the stats for a reason. This team has not lost in almost a month. Ja V2 have won their last 6 matches, and currently they are ranked number 9th in the ESEA League. So there is a tall task ahead of CCG, and it is still very early. We're only 3 rounds in, and most of the rounds have been pretty close. We haven't seen any flawlesses yet.
Correct. Well, there's a lot still going on. Jay Casper taking a little bit of unnecessary burn damage. I don't know why.
Maybe a hitbox issue? Not 100% sure. But one thing I do like to see from Ja V2, they're taking this one a little bit slower. This is giving CCG a bit of a better position overall, giving them a little bit more time to catch their bearings. Unfortunately, that does not help Jay Casper, as it's the man of the hour, Cypress, to get that kill. Korin's forced back, able to spray through the smoke, though, and grab a kill. That's a big impact frag. Raw getting taken down. Trip uncrouches at the wrong time. Thankfully for Iridius, able to catch one, even this round up, but they still have to find a way to retake this.
They really do. Or just make the conscious effort to say, we're going to save, and we get a couple big rifles heading into the next round. But no, the retake is on. I only see 1 kit, Tucker, and I don't know if you're a CCG fan. They need that kit to stay alive. Here comes the onslaught. And Cypress, 67 HP left, gets 1. Can they get the second? They do. Chinchilla in the smoke, can't get away. Needs to try thinking about saving this M4 as the bomb time is ticked away. It's going to be 4-0. Oh, Cypress
Chinchilla barely stays alive. 2 HP. That is massive. They're going to lose a little bit of that armor. because they took some shots, but still to keep that M4 and to keep the self alive is fantastic work. Despite the lost round, they made it to a 1v1. They were able to get the last player killed to that bomb as well. So it could have been a lot worse. CCG still playing in this game despite trailing by quite a bit. Back at CSGO, this wouldn't have been as big of an issue, but we got rid of 3 rounds in the half after that big update. So 4-0 is kind of a problem. And of course, they take a timeout as a problem, or as a problem solver of that. Hopefully, they can use this to kind of figure out a strategy to hopefully slow down, if not halt, this JahV2 squad, because they are explosive.
For sure. Now, one thing I want to tell everyone here, and I want to keep this in mind. With the advanced team, or anything, any advanced game, there's only 2 timeouts. Why there's 2 timeouts, I don't know. But using it early, I think, is huge. To be able to do this early, reset, take a breather, calm the rest of your team down, and get back into things here as we are headed round number 5. We do see players all over the map. 2 towards B stairs, a couple towards bottom of B ramp. And Jay Casper trying to make some stuff happen here over towards the scaffolding position. Nothing quite out quite yet. Raw's already approached Chinchilla from the back. So creepily comes on up. Raw, though, is just... He is not effing Raw. He is on a heater. Someone changed that name's man to fire. And there's Corrin with the trade kill. But we are probably looking at another save round yet again. Yeah, Corrin's already backed off. It's going to be 5-0 for JahV2.
I don't like that. I do not like to see that. They burned one of their timeouts really, really early, which I do like the progressive timeouts. I like taking these risks. I love to see teams call a timeout early rather than waiting way too long and possibly regretting it when it's already 7-0. But you have to progress off of them. And we saw nothing but a regression from CCG. That worries me quite a bit.
It does. 100%. So now, as we are having a little bit of technical difficulties, our amazing producer, Range Ruck, today, trying to get Discord's being a little rude, but another pause has been called, and this looks like a technical timeout. And I'm wondering if someone's having possible, maybe internet issues? We did just have a 9 GB update, I think it was yesterday I saw.
Yeah, I was worried I wasn't going to get into the game because of the update. That thing got finished at 10.
Yeah.
So I almost missed it, but thankfully I'm here. Thankfully I can shout my voice over these pixels. That would have been a travesty. But
yes.
Enough about the
over the pixels. Someone make that a t-shirt, please, for casters. Casting over the pixels.
I will pay a little bit more money than I probably should for that. Round 6 about to get underway. Pause is officially over. We have a full buy from CCG. I feel there is no doubt in my mind they need to make this round a win.
100%. Now, it is going to be a faster B play for information. No surprise here. Raw is one of the ones trying to get some info. Cypress now just hanging out. Going to be a flashbang to try to get a little bit of ramp control. And look at Floor Idiot, joined by Jay Casper. They are very aggressively playing ramp. When you're down 5-0, are you just trying to, like, make something stick at this point? Like, the utility's been baited out? Like, JahV2 right now is doing a very good job. Floor Idiot is stuck, just burning in the Molotov. Able to get away, though. Chinchilla over towards B. Still here's one towards here. And look at Trip. Could have this kill towards mid. It does! Able to catch Raw out on the timing with his nade out. That is a huge play. Now, while Floor Idiot was Molotov out of sandbags, Tucker, able to take a little bit more of a defensive position around the smoke. And look at that beautiful off angle from Floor Idiot.
Man advantage as well. For the first time, JahV2 doesn't quite know what to do. They are fighting an uphill battle, uphill by quite a bit as well. as it seems McNiff wants to get a boost angle and try to see something.
Ooh, this could be
That
huge.
flash comes out. The push needs to come out. They don't clear out the corner. JJ Chinchilla perfectly lands the shots. Think almost dying to the Molotov with only 20 seconds. Ja needs to think about saving this op.
Yeah, the floofy one able to somehow scurry his little butt away there. See what I did there? Chinchilla, small little furry one. See what I did there? Chinchilla, you make it too easy for me to make these jokes. But no, he did a really great job. Look, in all seriousness, if that Molotov doesn't hit at the right time, I think the B site is probably Ja V2's there. But that was a wonderful hold from Chinchilla over towards that wood position. Definitely an error to not clear out that position. You know, it's a position I like playing when I'm, on B site Vertigo, and I do tend to get pre-cleared. But some people just overlook it when they just want to rush a site, especially when you have that like 24, 23 seconds left on the clock. You just think about we got to get the plant down. Sometimes it just goes out the window. But winning the 1v1s there was the key to it. And Tucker, why don't you take us away here, round number 7?
Got their first win in that last round. If they can do that again, this should push Ja V2 onto a very rough bye on the next round. But they need to win this one, which rounds have been few and far between. I mean, 1 and 5, 1 and 6, not the best. And Slump's going to grab the first kill. Utility going out. In comes the push from Ja V2. All 4 players on the same angle. This could be huge for both teams. Whichever one makes a mistake, this could be the end of the round for Ja or CCG. However, it looks like it's a very well executed push. Corin grabs a couple with Floridian. Think, though, evens things up with a 3 versus 3. But all of a sudden, look at a site. No blue dots in the top left corner.
Nope. And you already see the A site control. Yep, Cypress has A site control. Floridian's going to be able to not... I was going to be able to get him! Oh, he missed a bullet sprayer too, and now Cypress on 9 HP. Trip knows where he is. Trip in a 1v3 clutch. Clears out Cypress. Now onto the retakes. Flash goes out. Opper already ready in Slump. Give that man a cookie. Slump did a wonderful job. The opening pick on a Chinchilla. Nicely done. Holding B. I honestly thought the way those smokes were, Tucker, that 1 or 2 members of Ja V2 were going to fall off the map. They were literally teetering on the edge of the map.
And you know, I don't like to do it, but you gotta recognize real. That was a fantastic lurk from Cypress. Cypress played that perfectly, got the first one as they ran right into his crosshair, and then peeked up for the second. Marvelous counter-strike. And at the moment, CCG is getting flat out outplayed. Still quite a bit of counter-strike to play, but it's not looking good at all.
I mean, let's face it. There is an element of a T side to this map, so it could lean a little T-sided. You know, we saw the old version of the Gambit roster dominate on this map for what was, it felt like 2 years, and they always had a strong T-side. So like this map, I don't know how it's playing right now in CS2, but it's been a little bit T-sided, and we know CCG have a strong T-side as well as their CT side. Casper didn't even look at that. What was that flick? That didn't even look like it hit. Oh, that was pretty.
Oh,
Casper is now going to be asked to do everything. McNuff has had enough. Excuse me, McNiff, McFlurry. Shout out McDonald's. A lot of mix over here in this cast, and Chinchilla is going to grab this rifle and get away. No armor, I think, for Chinchilla either. That's not good, so he's not even going to try and attempt to retake. I think he's over towards the ladder position now. Can't blame him whatsoever. 7-1, and CCG look rattled.
I mean, you cannot come off of that great of a start and then get beat out in the second half of the round and not be rattled. That is a heartbreaker to lose, considering they had the first 2 kills. It was a 5 versus 3 at its peak, and Cypress and company just flat out ran straight through them on that A execute. And you gotta be rattled after that. I know, of course, it's the first half. I'm not 100% sure if teams can take both their timeouts in the same half, but
I think they can.
If they can, I would honestly debate it, because you have to salvage a little bit of this half. We were talking about, you brought it up, that this site or this map seems to be a little bit T-sided as of late, But also at the same time, letting double digits go for the other team on any map is usually not good. For how
Agreed.
we're doing, it doesn't quite look like it's going to be double digits. We're pacing a little bit better than that for CCG, but you can never be too sure. How and wait a second. Corrin has that shot. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. The chaos is not stopping. Barely Corrin stays alive. Eventually they're rushed, but Corrin keeps that P250 popping.
Corrin with nerves of bleeping steel. Kobe!
That's crazy. 3 versus 1 with a headshot to JJ Chinchilla. It's the Desert Eagle, and we're going to need to see Juan here. Juan needs to make his way out here because I don't think we get a clutch unless we see Juan. Juan's not going to happen. Juan couldn't make it.
No.
Juan came down with the flu. That's an 8th round for Javi2. Accidental bars.
Yeah, we needed a triple Juan. We needed Juan and the 2 brothers, cousins, whatever you wanted to say. But, you know, kudos to Trip for even trying to make that happen. You know, with the latest CS2 update, I was seeing, shout out to Nart out there, saying that the smoke has been redone. So now you can see shadows outside the smoke, and the smoke's a bit more realistic. So maybe it's not getting as tall. But for Trip to be able to play that smoke angle, I thought was very smart by him.
Oh, for sure. I really like what I'm seeing from CCG. I think they're playing it really good. Unfortunately for them, it's just Javi2. They're playing not crazy. They're playing pretty default, but they're doing it so well.
They had nobody mid that round. What happened? I think that was by design. It was a 3-0-2 split. They left no one mid. That did allow the player to come in from mid to wrap around A, and now we're in this 3-3, and the P90, call it what you want. It's a weapon I enjoy using from time to time, and it definitely made things a lot more interesting here in this round on that flank. And now, if they get this, Tucker, if Javi2 can pull us around off, they're probably looking at a 10-1 score line, and Slump with a shot onto Chinchilla. Trip with the up, and not even enough time to analyze the round. 9-1 heading into round 11.
Yeah, as well, this is not going to be a full buy for CCG, so we're likely going to be seeing a 10-1, if not 11-1, if CCG cannot get it together in the 12th. Because the biggest gun they have is that M4, but then after that, it drops off heavy. FAMAS, 2 MP9s, and then a Desert Eagle. We couldn't see Juan last week for the holidays, but maybe we can get him to come out for little Jimmy's birthday.
I love it. Oh. Need to cash what you move at Cypress! What are you kidding me?
What is this? The P90 of McNiff needs to be studied.
Nerf it. Just nerf
there
it.
There goes Trip. 1 versus 5 and a dream. Floridian has the first one, but the second one can't quite get it. 10-1 as we go to the last round in the half. Should be a bit of a better buy for CCG, but it's still not going to be full.
I'm reeling over here from the Cypress just walk away double kill fully flashed. Oh, wow.
The
that was
fully
nice
flashed
to see.
Did not get enough love.
Oh, that was absolutely pretty. Just well done. And now we head into a pivotal round. Let's face it, it's every round from here on in for CCG is going to be extremely pivotal.
Are you kidding me, Raw?
Really? An XM? Really? At round 12. An XM. Slump just doesn't... Slump is using the op like an XM, like an auto shot. He just... Bye. CCG have been studied. They have been anti-stratted for most of this game.
It's rough to see. But at some point, you gotta say kudos Javi2. They did their research. They know what worked. They caught out CCG on a map that they aren't quite familiar with. And it's pretty obvious that Javi2 is pretty familiar with it. From now on, every round is a must-win for CCG, starting off with the pistol round. If they win the pistol round, there is a very slim chance they go 13 in a row or 12 in a row and they end up winning. But the pistol round falls, and that's going to be the end.
Yeah. Yikes. So, very pivotal pistol round here. If not, if they're... I don't want to say it, but possibly looking at a 13-1 just butt-whipping. Needed to rethink that. Definitely getting taken out there. And now look what CCG are doing. They're going to rotate. They're going to throw a little bit of what we saw that V2 did in the opening pistol. They're making with the rotating. Raw hears them running, starting to call for a rotate. Where they're just all grouped up at this point. Cypress was just having a talk with his teammate. Trip doing his lurk thing. Goodbye. This is the CCG that we know and love. This is what we've come to expect from them.
Side angle peek from Cypress to get a lot of damage done. The headshots are a little bit sketchy to find. That's quite a bit of damage done to Cypress. I don't think they know Floridia's rotating around, but they hear the steps, and now they do. Cypress looks for one more pot shot. Doesn't look like they're going to get this defused. Not the knife, McNiff. I respect the attempt. Not going to work out, though. 1v3, and Cypress can't get it done. We talked a lot about Cypress during the pregame, how they're likely going to be the star of the show, but even the stars burn out. And in a 1v3, that is prime burnout material.
Yeah. Just a nice round all over there from CCG. That's what we're more used to seeing from this team. Cool, calm, collected, and taking care of business. Well executed, getting a kill, rotating off of it, making him guess. Cypress and his other teammate were just hanging out, talking towards the back of B site. All good. Trip comes up towards ladder room. Let's see if Slump, he's ready for it. Can't get the shot off. Cypress, though, in a very interesting position up towards this wood boost, towards scaffold and ramp. We'll see if it pays off for him. Is Juan going to make an appearance for Cypress? We shall see. Again, don't forget. Cypress, number 24 right now. Juan made an appearance.
Juan has shown up. It's good to see him.
Yes,
Still
not
the
for the side of
advantage for
CCG, though. Juan decided he wanted to get paid by the other team, CCG's opponents here, Jaw V2. Jaw said, you know what? We have so much CT money left over. Jaw, make an appearance, will you please?
Don't quite clear out Think. Think's going to grab
Juan,
one.
rather.
Almost
Yep.
a second. Ooh.
There you go.
There
Now
you
it's the
go.
shoddy left of McNiff. Goodbye. Trip, but a triple kill. Triple kills for Trip. Nicely
Good
done.
work,
And this, thank you. This is where we're seeing CCG show their teeth.
I love to see this.
This is the CCG that if you have watched it all this season, this is the CCG that we have seen. The question is it too little too late that this CCG came out to play?
We have to talk about that. The score line is 11-3. They need 8 in a row to deny overtime, which is an incredibly difficult sight. Look at this. Hold on a second. McNiff rushing with the MP9. And it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if Javi 2 is still fully in this. Are they starting to play back due to how things are going? They have an 8-point lead, but are they trying to play down? Are they having a little bit of fun? Are they doing trolling?
They're playing overconfident.
Whoa.
Ross says F the overconfidence. Couple Quandies.
Oh!
What? No way. Did Raw just seal this entire round off the back of 3 1-digs against these rifles? A AK picked up. Chinchilla now coming in from ramp at the MAC-10 and the bomb. Trip. His partner joins him, wrapping around towards scaffolding. Right now is Thing. Gonna be heard. Chinchilla's gonna get the kill. 2v2. Molotov out towards A man. We're gonna get a bomb plant. Won't be denied here, but the post plant's gonna be interesting. Flashbang out. Chinchilla sprays definitely. Getting a lot of damage onto the scaffold player. Trip is ready. Raw, 26 HP left. AK giving over his teammate Cypress. Let's see what they can do. Nice utility out to continue to deny the push. Here comes Cypress towards scaffolding. Cypress versus Chinchilla, and Chinchilla will win it. Trip says, Raw, get the heck out of our house.
It was a great effort. Raw looking to end this game real early. But CCG doesn't want to end it this quick. They want to keep on going. They want to stay alive for as long as possible, as that's going to make 3 in a row for them. If we can get one more, this is going to be a big position, because look at JahV2. Bankruptcy is on the mend with one more loss.
Yep. Now, are we going to get the JahV2 that we saw throughout the first half, or is the overconfident version going to rear its head? You were mentioning playing down. I think they're playing a little overconfident after that 11 to 1 scoreline.
It's a huge possibility. They need to keep themselves calm, but we need to say the same for CCG. Don't overheat because you're winning a couple of rounds. You still have to play this smart. There's a lot of ground to be made up. At the moment, it seems like they are aware of that, but they might be playing a little bit too slow. As the utility's coming out, it took a little bit longer than they might have wanted to, but it does come out. Looks to be an incredibly useful positioning. Think has 1, 2, almost 3, but Raw comes in and eliminates almost everybody. It's all up to the one-man army. Trip has been doing a lot throughout the match. One more time it's needed.
Multiple MVPs for this man over the last couple of games. He's been the man that CCG have leaned on, with Floor Idiot calling just amazing games. This could be too little too late. Here is Raw. This is not the weapon that you want to go against. Forget even finish saying the line. Trip says, F you're off. Have a nice day. Trip is got 1 with 2 down. 20 seconds on the clock, though. Bomb is guarded by both of the players. This could be it. Possibly spotted. Cypress gets the kill. It's map and game point for JahV2.
Only a best of 1. This is match point. This is to give CCG their 3rd loss. And CCG, all of a sudden, they still need to win 8 in a row. But it's not for the win anymore. It's for OT. If they win out, it still goes to OT. And look at the buys for CCG. It's another eco. Only 2 rifles, AK and AK, with a Tech 9, Mac 10, and hopefully the Wandig. It's got to save this map.
What I want to see is, are we going to see aggression? Are we going to see JahV2 pull out the aggression that we saw in the first half and pulled out right here, right now, knowing that the buy is going to be bad? Do we see them? No, they are playing a little bit more defensive, but Slump gets taken advantage of. Man advantage right now in favor of CCG. CCG fans all quiet currently in Twitch chat. McNiff and Cypress playing off of each other towards scaffolding. Now, that piece of utility is going to allow these players here towards ramp from CCG to realize someone's there. Raw gets absolutely deleted from the map.
CCG needed that one.
They did. They don't realize that Cypress was there with McNiff. Only realized one came because it was one piece of utility. Open B bomb site right now, and that is the way the bomb is trending. Heading back towards B. CCG doing this really, really well. I am very impressed with this. You're down 12-4. To have this kind of composure means a lot.
Out comes the utility. Last time this exact push happened, it did not quite go so well. However, not much firepower, but Think makes it feel just like it. And that's gonna do it. Cypress with an incredible couple kills. Think with a triple kill. It's gonna end this game out. JahV2 are the winners of the match, 13-4. And I mean, simple as, Jah did their homework. They thought of a plan, and they executed that plan to beyond perfection. GG's.
GG's. I'm sorry. I'm stunned. I'm caught off guard by that insanity that just broke out there towards the end of that. How did I would love to see a replay. I have no how Think came away with a triple like that. Because you're down 3 men at that point. That's really tough. It's like, we should have a complete bomb site. Credit to Jah, GG's to them. They played that fantastic. I'm not going to say flawless. There were mistakes. I think some overconfidence got the better of them towards their CT start, but they played that to almost flawless. And unfortunately, this does mean, Tucker, that CCG take their second loss of the season.
Yeah, CCG drops down just a little bit lower. After a great start to the season, all of a sudden the record does not look as good as it once did. It was 4-0 at one point, but then 3 losses in their last 4 games brings them down to 5-3, which is still good enough for a playoff berth at this win ratio, but it's going to be cutting it really close. CCG over the last couple of rounds have been a little bit shaky, and I think we need to see a little bit more from them. Javi, too, of course, a top 10 team in the ESEA Advanced League. It's going to be difficult to win against them no matter what. But also at the same time, there were a lot of opportunities that CCG had, and they just simply could not capitalize on. It's unfortunate to watch, really.
I think the interesting thing is I just take a look at the standings over here on my other monitor. Um, it's going to be really, really interesting. Typically, you don't want to have 4 losses.
No.
4 losses, depending on your score, means you are on the outside looking in of playoffs. Only the top 16 in advance are going to make it. And it's early. We are literally at the halfway point throughout the season right now. There's a lot of Counter-Strike to be played. But having 3 losses at this point does not make you feel good if you're Floridia and the rest of that team.
Nah. Not at all. It's another heartbreaking loss. We saw this a couple of rounds ago against Regain, as Regain's another really good team in the ESEA Advanced League, as they're currently 7th in the league with a 6-1 win-loss ratio. Another really great team, but they were able to put up a 13-9 performance. They only lost by 4. What happened this time? That is my big question to ask. It was a different map, maybe a little bit of a different strategy that they weren't quite used to, but when you go up against a top 10 team and go put up 9 rounds, you've got a lot of confidence just to get that smashed in the next time. It's not fun to watch.
No, well, look, Tucker, you said it at the beginning of this cast that they have not played Vertigo on a competitive, on an official match this season. Did it show? No, I think they just got outplayed. They looked comfortable on the map. They just got outplayed. Now, to mention playstyle, I think playstyle had a lot to do with it. Getting map control taken away from you, getting as aggressive as Javi 2 did in a lot of their T rounds, I think threw them for a loop. 1v1s, and your duels are going to be what they are. We saw it go both ways, but I think map control had a lot to do with it. And I think it's as simple as they got outplayed. It's a BO1. Anything can happen. If this was a BO3, let's say we get Anubis, right? A map that CCG are very comfortable on, even an Ancient. Maybe this goes to a third map. BO1s, anything can happen. But speaking of anything can happen, Tucker, we head into next week with a 5-3 scoreline. What do you want to see from CCG to see them bounce back?
I want to just see them keep playing their game. They've got a couple of really difficult opponents over the past couple of weeks, of course, with Regain, who is a top 10 team. We just saw Javi 2 going up against a top 10 team for CCG. It has been a really rough sequence of opponents as well. Even One Peak, they're a really good team as well. They are only in the top 25, but still, they're a little bit lower in my personal opinion. I think they could very well be top 15, maybe even top 10 on a good day. And it was very true that they caught them on a good day. So they were going up against one of the better teams in the ESEA Advanced League. Yep. I don't think there's any huge adjustments they have to make. I just think they have to keep playing their game and take these losses with a grain of salt, because
agreed.
It's an unfortunate reality. Sometimes you go up against the best in the league. Sometimes you go up against the worst in the league. You just have to play who the system gives you and play your best, because sometimes you're going to get those upsets. Sometimes you're going to get upsetted. It's just a fact of life. You can't change the past. You can only affect the present and the near future. You have to focus on the positives, not the negatives, as well as the future, because the past, nothing you can do.
Yep. I'll leave us with this before we sign off. They go up against the 501st, currently 4-2. Then they go up against a team that I haven't seen in a couple of seasons, but something I believe I've casted for, I've seen in the past. That's the Wanted Goons, a team not to be messed with in their own right. They're also 5-3 on the season. Could that be the elimination match? If both these teams win their next 2 games, could that be the elimination match? Who takes the 4th loss? I don't want to say all important 4th loss. Got to check my wording there, but who's going to take a 4th loss? CCG have done a wonderful job. Jay Casper's been a wonderful addition. They got outplayed today by a better team on one map. Take it with a grain of salt. Simple as that. Like you said, take it with a grain of salt. Rest, recoup. Simple as that. Tucker, any last minute thoughts you want to say before we get on out of here?
Just shout out to Javi2. Shout out to all the players of CCG. It was a great match from Javi2, so congratulations on the dub. And for CCG, Jay Casper, Floridia, and all of the guys, better luck next time.
You got it. Condolences